we're chatting with Cora, who is a fantastic streamer and a good friend, and I'm super excited to chat with him. Um, Anything like alerts or anything or questions and stuff, I will follow along on my phone and we'll ask them afterwards. That's probably the best way to do it. Since I can't see or read anything, there also the chat box will be off, which is like even kind of more perfect. But thank you, and I'm sorry for the delay. And let's just talk to Cora. I gotta switch it on here now. I forgot because it's a new computer. I'm a mess. I'm sorry. All right, buddy. I finally got you. Okay. Hi.
How's it going, Mosh?
Really good. Hopefully it's up on the screen. It's so everything is full screened, and I can't
Yep.
see anything. I can't see chat. I can't see anything. Um,
Okay. Well, I have your channel brought up on my second monitor, so
okay.
I can see it. So
Okay.
and it looks fine. Other than my funky camera view because I can't do chroma key and my green screen's all weird. But other than that,
We're all a mess today. That's
yeah. Yeah.
um
If I wasn't a mess, I wouldn't be on brand. So
uh so I want to start sort of at the beginning. And by the way, thank you so much for joining the show. I'm sort of a little bit out of sorts.
my pleasure.
We met IRL at TwitchCon last year.
We did.
For anyone that doesn't know Cora, Cora is probably one of two people taller than I am that were at TwitchCon. I'm 6'4". I think Cora must be like 6'6". I would guess 6'5". Okay,
6'5". Yeah.
so it's like you, me, and the doc are holding down the tall people, or
Yes.
or modest. I think he's like 6'7". He's pretty tall too.
Oh, Modest Merrill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's
huge.
tall too.
So one of the kind of interesting topics and my favorite story, and by the way, I've told this story probably 10 times on my show about the whole shroud thing and all that stuff. We'll get to that in a second. But
Yep.
I sort of wanted to sort of, because I don't know the full story, like the history of your streaming thing. So like how you get into it, were you always kind of gaming forever type of thing? And you just sort of like, hey, let's try doing it live.
Actually, it's actually really funny. Okay. I've been gaming since most of the people on Twitch weren't even around. My gaming career started as a dungeon master for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Second Edition in 1979.
You probably have like the
And
oldest books. That's awesome.
I do. And as a
Nice.
matter of fact, I have one that totally amps up my nerd cred. I actually have the Second Edition Dungeon Master's Guide that I took with me in 1983 to Gen Con in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and actually got it signed by Gary Gygax himself. I
Wow.
have an autograph of Gary Gygax on the second edition Dungeon Master's Guide from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, people would definitely want that. Collectors
Yeah,
and stuff. That's awesome.
yeah. And but I've been gaming for forever, and I've always liked video games. I love video games. Um, Streaming never entered into the equation until fairly recently. Um, I was always, this is going to sound really weird because everybody, but you're a partner on Twitch. I was one of those people that always, I'd known of Twitch. I knew it as Justin TV
Yeah,
back in
forever
the day.
ago. Yeah.
But I was of that mindset of why do you want to watch somebody play a video game
Right. Yeah.
on a computer? Why don't you just play the video game? Same
Sure.
thing with a fishing show. I don't understand why you watch a fishing show.
You can
Go
just go
fishing,
fish.
get your
Right.
tackle box, go to the lake. But you learn, you watch those fishing shows because you then learn the best techniques for pulling a lure through the water to attract a fish, the best areas to look for the fish, et cetera, et cetera. So you're watching it to pick up the knowledge of it so that you can become better at it.
That makes sense.
But the whole streaming thing actually started out as a joke.
Oh, really?
Which, yeah, my daughter was visiting, And we were sitting out on the back porch, and she was talking to me. And she goes, "Dad, I know you play video games and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Have you ever heard of this thing called Twitch?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of it. It's a video broadcasting
Yeah.
platform." She said, "Yeah, all these people, they get on there and they play video games, and these other people just sit around and watch them play video games." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty much what it is."
Right.
She goes, "Why don't you do that?" I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't have any, I don't need to do that." She goes,
Right.
"But you'd be perfect for it." I was like, "Why would I be perfect for broadcasting on Twitch?" And she said, "Well, you love video games and you play video games all the time." I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "And you talk to yourself all the time. So it just seems like it would be perfect for you." And so
That's a good reason. Yeah.
that was, yeah, but that was the running joke. So I thought, okay, well, you know what? I'd had an account. I had one set up for a while. I thought, okay, let me look into it, and we'll check it out and see what's going on.
Hmm.
I was very fortunate that I met a few people on Twitch who were already streaming and had the technical knowledge to explain what all was necessary and
Yeah.
what needed to be done. And talked to them about it, and it took a lot of convincing. It took a lot of convincing. Um, I do have a little bit of background as far as internet entertainment goes, I would say.
Okay.
I was an internet DJ for about 3 or 4 years.
On
Um,
like one of those websites where you can just log in and listen to music with friends and stuff, or like you had your own
no,
radio show.
believe it or not, no, it was through um, The Sims Online.
Oh, okay.
And what we would have to do is you could broadcast and basically a jukebox DJ. People would make requests, and you'd play the songs, and it would broadcast into the sim
Yeah.
on in the game. We had to use Yahoo Messenger was our request line for the
Oh
for
my
the
god, I remember
video stream.
Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah. So you had to have Yahoo Messenger going,
Yeah.
and then I used God, I can't think of the name of it now. It was just a broadcasting program, and I'm trying to Sam Spatial Audio.
Okay.
So I use Sam Broadcaster, and um, that was our radio broadcasting equipment was the Sam, and then we use Yahoo Messenger for the request line, and then you had to have the Sims Online open so that you were there and doing your things, so you could make sure you were in the right place and all that. It
Sure.
was
Yeah.
it was hilarious, but I did that for 3 or 4 years. The big difference between that and Twitch, of course, is the addition of the camera.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Although I guess
Like
some people stream without cameras, but yeah.
everybody says, I've got a face for radio. So it, and it's really weird because the camera changes the dynamic so much.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't you wouldn't think so. I don't mind talking. I can talk all day long.
Mhm.
But looking at the camera and knowing when to focus on the camera and when to not focus on the camera adds a huge dynamic to it.
Yeah, it's a different skill, right? Because you see a lot of new streamers that sort of start out
Correct.
just, staring at chat or something like that, or,
Yes.
not
Yes.
really chatting
Yes.
to the person, kind of. But yeah, I hear what
Correct.
you're
And
saying.
it's very it's not a difficult skill to learn,
Hmm.
but it does take practice.
Sure.
And it's difficult when you're first starting out because you don't have any viewers or you've got only one or two, and it makes it difficult to practice that skill.
Sure. Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and, and then you find out once you get more viewers, then it makes it difficult because
You can't
chat
keep
is
up.
moving much quicker. Yeah, so you have to try to balance between, okay, here's the game screen, here's the chat screen, here's the camera, and you give yourself whiplash trying to keep up with it. So
That's, oh my god. Do you still play Sims at all, or has that long gone?
actually, it just so happens. Well, Sims Online got shut down. Maxis when
Oh,
they
okay.
when EA bought out Maxis, they discontinued the Sims Online,
Sure.
and I hadn't played the Sims in forever since then. Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, well, Sunday, today's Monday, Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
I was playing Skyrim. And I don't know how it came up. I don't know where it came up or why, but The Sims 4 came up since it's the latest version of The Sims.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, is that the latest one? I have no idea.
And we were talking about it in chat, and somebody was joking about it. I think we got on this subject. Hang on one second. I
Yeah,
have a mosquito in my office.
get it.
Yeah, he needs to die. Because I'm one of those people. See, I'll feel him bite me all night long unless I know he's dead. And of course, he flew off behind the monitor now, so we'll get him later. Um, anyway, we were discussing The Sims or
Yeah,
something to mix something else into the rotation, I guess.
right,
And I think it started because somebody was like, "Well, that's just so completely out of your wheelhouse." It's
right. Yeah, it's different. It's just like a builder,
it's
right? You just spend
yeah,
time
yeah,
creating.
and it's a lot of micromanagement, and a lot
Sure.
of um, but it's a whole lot different from an action RPG or a survival game, which
Yeah,
is what I usually play.
right. And
So
yeah,
just
go
for
ahead.
kicks, yesterday I put out a poll on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, well, we got a stream coming up this evening. Sims 4 or Skyrim? Because I normally play Skyrim on the weekends. It
Sims 4
wasn't even
once.
close. It wasn't even close.
Great.
70% for Sims 4, 30% for Skyrim.
Wow.
So as of yesterday, I streamed The Sims.
Nice. That's awesome.
And it was actually a really nice change. And it was fun.
Yeah. I think that
And
game's like a little bit slower, right? Like you can take a pause, you can chat and
yes, it's more, it's much more chat friendly
right. Yeah.
because unlike Skyrim or Fallout, you don't have to worry about some random
Right. Yeah, caught up in
creature
killing you.
coming out of the corner and wiping you out while you're busy
Right.
talking to chat.
That's it's pretty interesting. The Sims players that I know, and I think we I think we have a lot of common friends on Twitter and stuff, and a lot of them play The Sims. But like,
Mm-hmm.
there's those challenges and stuff where you have to do different. They come out with them like once a month, and these different build challenges. I remember playing
Yes.
forever ago, and I really liked the creation of houses and stuff. Like, before I graduated in my degree field, I was previously in architecture, and I
Oh,
loved drawing houses and building the models and stuff. I didn't so much like
yes.
doing it on the computer, which is weird because now I spend all day on the computer. But
Right.
yeah, Sims is like pretty close to that, like creating some kind of vision of some structure. I really like that part of
Oh,
the game.
exactly. And I just discovered that today.
Oh, nice.
And people were laughing, and it's interesting because I've gotten a whole lot of new viewers who are they're simmers, and they play The Sims,
Yeah.
and they've been very helpful with helping me figure out the basic commands. And so, like I said, I only started it yesterday, so I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how do you walk? How do you how do you pick this up? Um,
I think there's
but they
about
were telling me
10,000
about the
DLCs, by the way.
building, and once they said once you fall into that black hole, it's over because it's the ultimate time sink.
Right.
But it's interesting because now, as far as gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
it's completely different to what I normally play.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Yeah, but how could you enjoy that when it just because it's a different
Yeah. It's something.
genre,
It's
it's a
something
different."
different. Yeah.
But as I explained to them today, I mean, I love playing Ark. I love Ark.
Oh,
I
yeah. I
like
remember that. That was the dinosaur game, I think.
I
Right.
like survival games
Yeah.
and stuff, and Ark is a survival game, but you get dinosaurs, which is great.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really love about Ark, besides, I mean, who doesn't want to ride around on a Tyrannosaurus Rex? It's just,
Dino Riders. I was talking about it the other day.
yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah, man. That's the ultimate testosterone trip.
Uh-huh.
But they have freeform building,
Mm.
and you can build anywhere. And the only limit is the amount of materials you've got.
Right.
Well, it's the building aspect of it that's really the driving force for it.
Sure.
And so I'm actually looking forward to it with the building thing. And
Yeah.
I was telling them today, I'm one of those people. I've got a full thing of graph paper sitting here on my desk at all times. I have
Nice.
more graph paper in my streaming room than the typical Office Depot has on their shelves. I guarantee you.
It's so
So
funny you say that.
I
The
will be planning out floor plans and designs and all that, and then I'll sit down and do it. And I love the challenges. I
yeah.
love the I was reading over some of the challenges that they have in The Sims,
There's one
and
where it was like
it's
kill 5 husbands or wives or something.
yeah, the Black Widow challenge.
Yeah,
That
Ava
sounds
Leticia
so
was
much
doing that
fun,
one. It was hilarious.
and it sounds so much fun to do
Yeah.
it
There was I know
just to see if you can pull it off.
there's like a trillion DLCs for that too, and like modded
Yes,
type stuff. I don't play it. Frumpopotamus, who I know she's a good friend. Like
yeah,
she
she's great.
spent like hours. I think it was almost a full stream downloading specific pieces of like I think it was mermaids or elves or hairstyles. It was something. It was crazy, but
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, how is there this
yeah.
much content for this game?
Oh, it's nuts. And we were laughing about it today because they said you got to be very careful because The Sims can be a very expensive addiction. If you
Oh,
let go.
okay. So each DLC probably costs a bunch of money. It's like,
Believe it or not, it's crazy. The DLCs actually cost more than the base game.
oh, really? Oh, God.
You can
Okay.
get the base game for $29.99,
That's how they get you.
but all the DLCs are like 36, $37. So they said, but they always go on sale. They go on sale all the time. So they said just wait, and then when it goes on sale, buy the DLC, and then you're fine.
Right. Yeah. I bet. Now, what store is that on? Is that on Origin? That's an EA game.
Origin,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that,
it's
yeah, I
Origin
think I've
exclusive.
seen some like sale icons, like buy the whole Sims collection or something like that, 80%
Hmm.
off or something.
And now you can buy it through. There are other outlets. I was looking at it. Um, Best Buy, GameStop.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
there are some places like that you can get it. So you might be able to find it a little cheaper there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far into it yet. I've just got the base game right now. So
See, I feel like I would like you're saying the layout of houses and the like the
mhm.
structure creation. The part that I
Yes.
don't like about those games is like now you have to keep your person alive. Like I don't really care about that person. I just want to build my
Well,
house.
now see, and that's what I was worried about
Yeah.
because on when they have their job, okay, you go to work. Well, once you get home, then you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to take your shower, you need to do well, and then it's just a never-ending cycle. So the only time you can do anything is on your days off.
Sure.
And then they informed me, no, you can click on there's a button you can click on where you can go look in a different neighborhood. As long as you don't have anybody living, or as long as there's nobody living in the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
you can freeform build on the vacant lots there.
See, that's a good
And
tip. I would do that.
it doesn't require you to actually spend any money. You get unlimited funds.
Okay. What?
So you don't have to worry about I can only build one room because I've only got $20 left. You can just build whatever you want. So now I'm like, oh, it's on now. So
Right. So wasn't there like a recent one that was cities? Is that what I'm thinking of? That's a different game. That's not the Sims. That's Sim City, the new
SimCities is
cities.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
different.
That's like you lay out the whole structure of a town and then you control
Yes.
traffic and stuff. That's a different game. Okay.
Yeah. And then you have to add fire departments and police departments
Sure.
and everything. Yeah, it's complicated as well, but it's fun. I like those games.
Yeah. Isn't there a
Uh,
like a multiplayer component to the Sims where like other people that are playing can live in your neighborhood or something? Or I'm misunderstanding that part? Or is that the
I
Sims Online you said is no longer a
That's the
thing?
Sims Online.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the Sims Online. Was basically their MMO version or whatever.
Hmm. The so I looked at these notes and you were saying something about graph paper. So that's the only notebooks I write in is graph paper. So I have like
Hmm.
stacks of these small composition notebooks that are only graph paper.
Yep, I've got a bunch of those too.
I used to write all my WoW strats in here, which is a segue. You're not playing
Uh,
WoW anymore.
I'm
A
still
little bit.
playing it.
Okay.
I'm not streaming it, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
playing it. And hang on one second.
Yeah.
Now I've got to squint and look at my other monitor. Defiant Rosie and Beard Vixen and Spear Fox are here. So
Oh, sweet.
welcome, guys. Good to see you.
Um, so it's funny about the WoW thing is I just Ninja, who's obviously now on Mixer, he
Yeah.
was just tweeting today about how he can't play WoW anymore because he was tired of getting ganked in Stranglethorn. He kept getting killed there, and
In Gankathorn Vale.
right, of course, like every WoW player that's ever played is like, of course you're getting killed constantly there. Like
Yeah.
it's the only place
Everybody
you will
gets killed there.
constantly be killed at. Um, but yeah, it sounded like he's done with it now. He's like, forget it, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, and it's been fun, and to go back and relive the nostalgia for a little
Yeah,
while and stuff. But honestly, we were talking about it on stream earlier today.
yeah, just not for you, not for the
It's
show.
it's not it's not going to be nearly as hard for me to walk away this time as it was last time.
Oh, nice. How long did you
The,
play last time?
oh God, years. I had at the worst part of my addiction, I had 10 separate accounts in WoW.
Oh my god.
I had 10 separate accounts.
That's a lot of accounts.
Well, I was having difficulty staying with a guild that would stay together. They form a guild, they
Yeah.
raid for a little while, and then everybody disappears, or somebody gets in a fight with an officer and they break up the guild and all of that.
Yeah.
I discovered the either wonderful world or horrible world, depending on how you look at it, of multi-boxing.
Oh yeah. I remember
So
some friends that
I
would do that.
actually ran Iron Crown Citadel basically by myself.
Right.
I had to control all 10 of my accounts all by myself, but and in a way it was kind of cool. Like I said, I'm one of those guys. I enjoy challenges,
Yeah.
and to try to clear a 10-man raid with no outside help, that
That's
was
pretty crazy. Wait, you have a keyboard for like healers and tanks and DPS? Like 3 different keyboards like that.
basically. And then there's some software
Oh, okay.
that you can use to help.
Yeah.
It's a keystroke emulator, I guess,
Oh, interesting.
and it makes it interesting. The only thing is, you're only actively controlling two of your tunes.
Oh, okay. And the rest just sort of
The other
follow or
the
whatever.
other four are kind of following.
Yeah.
They're in groups of five, and you got a leader and four followers.
Hmm.
And yes, prepared was crazy. Oh God, prepared. It was a WoW player back in the day. He
Is
may
that the guy
still
that
be
used to
playing
run all like hunters and he would train hunters?
28. He'd run 28 people at a time. It was insane.
I think I remember seeing some pictures of that person's setup back in the day where it had like a ton of
Yeah,
monitors and there were like monitors inside of monitors. Like he had a couple of
yeah,
them split into screens.
yeah. That's
That's
how I used to do mine. My monitors. I had 3 monitors.
yeah.
The main monitor had my main tune on it, and then the second monitor had the 4
Hmm,
follower tunes on it. It was split into quads,
I
and
gotcha.
then the third monitor was split into the quads as well for the other one. And oh my gosh,
I bet you
it
can make
was
a ton of money doing that, like collecting
you
gold.
can,
Oh
you
my
really
god.
can,
Yeah.
and you learn different setups for different um, whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like for leveling, the worst thing you want to see coming at you is
Is
5 warlocks.
5 warlocks trained together.
I ran 5 no more locks, and let me tell you something. Because um, I'm not sure how familiar you are with WoW.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, I played for like at least a decade,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
more. I
So
played for a
you
long time.
remember the wetlands?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Running 5 warlocks in a multi-boxing setup, I could clear every mob in the entire wetlands in about 15 minutes,
That's crazy.
because it's 5 warlocks.
Right. Yeah. Nothing would.
That's
Yeah.
that's 5 immolate, 5 corruption, 5 curse of agony, 5, and next mob, they're dead before they get to you.
Sure. Yeah.
You just run by and just dot 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 and keep on going, and it's all over. And it's
Didn't Blizzard eventually, or I'm not sure how up to their like security work they are now. I've since stopped playing, but did they sort of crack down at one point on multi boxers and try
they
to get
did
rid?
for a little while,
Yeah.
but then they revised it.
Oh, okay. I know
They
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 tried to like
stated
something about the keystroke
multi-boxing
registration.
is not technically against their terms of service.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess it was different accounts and yeah.
Hey,
Um,
Chris, how are ya?
I guess yeah, I played from the beginning of BC
Mm-hmm.
and then I stopped when my daughter was born in Cataclysm, and then I played again until like BFA,
Okay.
and then like I don't know, Battle for Azeroth. I was just like, I think maybe I just outgrew it, and I just don't like it anymore. I just don't. I'm
Yeah.
not interested in the rating
Yeah,
anymore.
I played all the way through, I guess, Kata. Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy? Um, Mosh can't see the chat screen, so I'm kind of watching both
Oh
monitors
yeah,
here.
I just brought it up on my phone, so I can see it a little bit. But
Oh,
thank you.
oh, okay, okay. I played it. It was Kata. Did Kata come before or after Pandaria?
I think that was before. That was right after Wrath of the Lich King was Cataclysm.
Okay,
That's
then I
when
played
like
through
Deathwing
that
like blew
because
up the whole area.
as soon as the pandas showed up, I was done. I was like, that's not my thing.
That's exactly what I thought too. Yeah, I was like,
So I didn't play the panda expansion.
huh.
But then when they came out with,
What was the next one?
I think it was Legion.
Was it
No, Warlords.
Warlords of
Warlords of
Draenor?
Draenor.
Yeah, when you got your little town.
When they gave you the garrisons,
Yeah.
I came back and played that because the garrisons were fun.
Oh, let me tell you about money making. If you had 10 accounts
Oh,
during garrisons, you could make millions of gold. There was so
oh
much
yeah,
gold we
yeah,
made during that time.
yeah. It was. I deleted or deactivated all but I think I had three. I kept three accounts,
Okay.
and it was crazy. I mean, yeah, you could make gold hand over fist. The
Yeah,
only problem was the dailies took so long, and I mean, we're talking three accounts. I had
that's too many.
18 max level tunes.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes to do dailies on 18? It takes all day.
I
I
don't
mean,
think I did it on 5, so
yeah,
I can only
it
imagine.
was it was crazy.
I remember
It was
the
nuts. It
that
was too
garrison
much work.
table, they I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the gold used to be super high when the expansion first started. And people were like they had some statistics where people just log in, hit the garrison, get all the gold, and then send their followers back out. So they're making
Yep.
tons of gold. And I think WoW nerfed it. I think Blizzard nerfed the amount of gold you could get. Because
I
we were
think they
making
might have.
thousands and thousands of gold a day. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then I never played BFA, and I didn't play. I played Legion. I mean, Warlords for a while.
Yeah. Legion was pretty
I
good.
I quit again. I quit again before Warlords was finished,
Yeah.
and I haven't played anything on retail since then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played through Warlords, and then I played Legion, which was actually really good. Like I was kind of displeased with Warlords, but Legion was really fun. And then
Was it okay?
when BFA came out, oh, because they did the forget the like the legendaries were pretty fun, and the different world events were pretty fun. And then they did BFA. I leveled one character to 120 and was like, I can't. I'm done. I've always hated leveling ever since I started playing this game. I never liked it.
And I think that's what I'm dealing with Classic.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
it's
said,
way slower.
for nostalgia purposes and stuff, it's great. But
Yeah.
to play for 2 weeks and you're only level 30, you know, it's like okay. And 40 to 60 is worse than 1 to 40. And it's just like I don't know if I really want to do this.
Yeah. I would love to see some statistics, which I don't think Blizzard really puts out statistics on concurrent players. I don't remember if they do at the shareholder meeting or not. But
Somebody there's a website that does do it, and I
oh,
don't know
okay.
the name of the website, but somebody's found it, and they were saying over the last month, uh, Classic, believe it or not, has 2.5 to 3 times as many concurrent players as
Oh, I believe
retail.
that. As
Yeah.
the regular? Yeah. Cuz people were kind of getting slow on BFA in general.
Well,
Um
and it's just become so easy mode.
yeah. I mean, you can LFR anything. Like you can see all the content through
Yeah.
LFR, so there's no
Yeah. You can level to max level
right.
and sleep in your chair and do it.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and there's so many systems now, like all the RAF equipment, and like I think Didn't they say they were thinking about bringing back Recruit a Friend, and then someone's like, please don't do that because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
crazy broken. But
yeah.
yeah, that I played it for a very small amount of time, and then was like, ugh, I can't do
Yeah,
it.
because you can use Recruit a Friend and Heirlooms, and
Oh,
it's all over.
I did that with one of my friends when Recruit a Friend
Max
first came
level in
out.
45 minutes.
Yeah, because we got that rocket. You could get the rocket ship mount,
Yeah,
which was like a 2-seater mount. I really like it. It's a good mount. But the first time Raph came out, I think you could get it if you bought it. My friend and I bought it. We were 2 paladins, and we just leveled 0 to 60 in like I don't know, like one sitting. We put on all our
yeah,
BOA gear, and we just sat there killing mobs and running dungeons. It was like every dungeon clear was like 10 levels. It was so
yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they've since been like, oh, maybe that was not a good idea that we did that. Although nowadays you can just buy max level characters almost. I think you can
Yeah,
buy like
you
one
get.
times.
I think you get one free,
Yes. Yeah.
which is even cheesier. And
Right.
I see Defiant Rosie just put in they do it for the mounts. I have a
Yeah.
really interesting mount story for you. You'll love this.
I'm ready.
So my brother is the one who actually introduced me to WoW,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd been playing since vanilla. I joined in BC. Um, he's a huge mount collector. He wants to claim everything possible and get all of his reputations up to max and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leveling my character and leveling my character and leveling my character because Wrath was about to come out. And I'd set a goal. Like I said, I'm challenge oriented.
Yeah.
Everything, it's got to be some kind of a challenge. So my challenge was I was going to get a character to max level in BC before Wrath came out. And it was great. See, he was a manager at GameStop. So
Okay.
he had to be there for the midnight launch for Wrath.
Oh, okay.
So I'd already pre-ordered my copy of Wrath, and I was bound and determined when I showed up at the store to pick up my copy, I was going to have a max level tune before I picked up my copy of Wrath.
Wow.
And I grinded and I grinded and I leveled and I leveled and I was doing all my stuff. Finally got there, and like I said, he's all about all of these mounts and everything else.
Yeah.
Trying to remember the name of the instance.
Tempest Keep.
It was in the Nexus, I think.
If it's the amount that it is impossible
the
to
pink
get.
area. It dropped the blue dragon.
Oh, who drops a blue dragon?
It dropped the blue dragon, and it was a rare drop.
I don't remember a blue dragon.
It was the keep. It was
Oh, is
where
in
you
like
had
one
all
of the
the
5-mans?
pink balls. Yeah, it was a 5-man instant, and
Uh,
it had all the pink.
yeah, oh yeah. That is oh,
I want to
I
say
know
it's
what you're talking
the
about. It's the prison
Nexus.
one. It's like at the very end you fight one of the prison people.
You had to go up on the platforms and jump from one platform to the other. Oculus. That's it.
Oh, that's an Onyxia, right? Um
No,
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 no.
not Anixia.
What was that dragon's
I
name?
think it
I
was
know what
the
you're talking about.
Oculus.
Yeah, I
And it
know
was
what you
pink. It was pink everywhere. And you had to jump from the platform to platform and kill one guy and then go to the next platform and kill the guy. Because you had to fly dragons to get there.
Oh, yeah, okay. If you had to fight
Remember, you
dragons
had to
then
you
it
had to
was the
pick the green dragon or a gold dragon or a red dragon
yeah,
to fly on for
that
the
was
fight.
the raid where it was just like the one wasn't it just the one dragon in there?
Yes.
I thought that was Onyxia. I thought that was like the second Onyxia. I
No,
might be
no.
crazy. What was the name of that damn dragon? There's only like 7 dragons.
I am too. I can't
I can't
remember.
remember it.
Hey, Macintosh, how are you?
Um, shoot, Eye of something.
Hmm.
Eye of Eternity. That was the name of it.
I
What
have
is
a
the name
drink.
of the
Okay.
dragon?
Well, either way,
Yeah,
whatever the name of the
that one
instance
dropped.
was, there was a very rare drop,
Mm-hmm.
a blue dragon mount.
Mm-hmm.
Very first, and you had to run it on heroic. It only dropped on heroic.
Yeah.
Very first time I go in on the heroic run, we finish the instance. I walk over and click on the chest, and there's a blue dragon mount
Oh my god.
on my very first run.
And then your brother died a
My
little bit
brother
inside.
has 214 mounts
Yeah.
and does not have the blue dragon. I was like, yeah, I finally, it's my only claim to fame for
That's
WoW that I can
awesome.
say what I did better than. Oh, there's that mosquito again.
Get it.
Oh, fire up the Queen music, boys, because another one bites the dust.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I never really collected mounts, but I remember I would always have some weird luck with getting random mounts that I didn't really care about, and then I give them to like the other people in the raid. But the one that I got one time was we were in the middle of Lich King. I had never
Mhm.
in all of my WoW career fished ever. I don't do fishing in the game.
Oh,
I
fishing's awesome though.
There's a screenshot of my guild and like 3 people quitting the guild as a joke. But I'm fishing and I was in Discord. I'm saying to one of the other officers, like, hey, so I cast it and then when it bobs, I have to click it. I just keep clicking it. Like, yeah, wait till it bobs and then you click it, you idiot, you know? And there's a screenshot of me hitting level 5 fishing and getting the turtle mount on level 5.
Oh man.
Guys are fishing for like thousands of hours trying to get
Oh
that thing.
yeah, yeah. That turtle was forever to try to find.
Yeah, so I just sat around in
I don't
town
think
walking
I
around
ever
with turtle.
got him. I don't think I ever got the turtle mount.
Of course it would happen to me, someone who doesn't really like or care about mounts, and
Yeah,
it would happen
yeah.
on
Well,
level
that's the way
5.
it always works. You know,
But yeah, there's
what's
I,
this stupid orange sword? I don't care about this orange sword. I don't
right.
even use it. And everybody's like, "Oh my god!" You know.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. In BC, there was a sword in one of the 5-man dungeons. It was called the Sun Eater. And I ran that dungeon, no joke, 39 times in a row, 39 days in a row. And it dropped on the
Mhm.
last day. And my character wore it for 10 years after that. I never took it
Oh,
off.
yeah. And I remember that instance too.
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
remember
matter.
that
The name
instance.
of it was crazy. But so anyways, back to sort of why I started the WoW
Yeah.
talk. Um so you said you're sort of playing it on off stream a little bit and
Mhm.
not necessarily on stream. Was that like just more like a private thing for yourself that you just want to do on your own time, or do you feel like maybe your audience or your viewers were like, well, we kind of prefer, Sims or well,
It
apparently
was
Sims from the vote, right?
it was a combination of all of the above. WoW, especially classic WoW.
Yeah,
You have to pay attention. You have to actually read the quests now when you get them because
sure.
there are no markers. There are no hand holding. There's no, oh yeah, just go right over here.
Oh, you don't have quest trackers that just show you, like, lead you where to go?
There's an add-on. You can get a
Okay,
quest add-on that shows you. But it's still you still have to read versus,
sure.
retail where you can play it blind, deaf and dumb and you can still make it all the way through.
Right.
And it's so you have to pay more attention to it. Not to mention the mobs are tougher in classic. You're squishier in classic than you ever were in anything else.
Hmm.
And so you have to kind of pay attention more, which hurts chat.
That's
Plus,
probably a big one.
WoW Classic is so oversaturated on Twitch right now.
Oh yeah, I bet.
There's
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
50 million people trying to stream WoW Classic. And I know there's a few of them in here watching right now. So I have to be very careful and politically correct with how I word this. Um, Bethesda fans, people who enjoy Bethesda games, which is what I started out streaming,
Yeah.
are some of the most loyal, fanatical, and amazing people in the Twitch universe.
Right.
But because of that loyalty and that fanaticism, if it ain't Bethesda,
They don't like it.
they ain't showing up.
Yeah, I got you.
And as a full-time content creator,
It's
as
important
as
to take that
much
into
as
account,
as,
right?
as
Yeah.
much as people hate to bring it up,
Yeah.
if I have to make a choice between averaging 80 to 100 viewers streaming Skyrim
Yeah.
or averaging 22 viewers streaming WoW.
Yeah,
Guess
it's
guess what, boys?
yeah. Yeah,
Skyrim belongs to the Nords, and that's where we're going to be hanging out. So
right. Yeah, it's not really a choice at that point, right? That's
yeah,
a good point. And it's funny because a lot of it's that concept is, I totally agree, by the way. But it's funny because when you hear advice about streaming, a lot of people go, "Oh, just play what you like. Just play what you love to do." It's like, okay, well, I could do that, but if I'm full time and I sort of depend on, the whatever, the income or the viewership, or whatever, I
yes,
can't do that.
and um, at TwitchCon last year,
Yeah.
honestly, the best advice I'd ever received as far as streaming goes,
Hmm.
especially if you're making it a full time or attempting to make it a full time
Sure.
occupation. I ran into Carnage,
Oh, okay.
phenomenally successful streamer.
Hmm.
It's probably what top 10, I'm guessing, for
Something
all of
like that.
Twitch.
Yeah, at least in top 50. Yeah.
And he's right now he's streaming Borderlands 3.
Hmm.
But when he gets done with Borderlands 3, he's going to pick up whatever the next game is that's out and he's going to play that from start to finish.
Hmm.
And then when he's done with that, he'll pick up another new game and he'll play it start to finish. And he never goes back and plays another game. He doesn't play the same game over and over and over. He plays a game, he puts it on the shelf. He
It's a
plays a new
unique,
game, he
unique
puts it on the
thing.
shelf.
Yeah.
Well, when I ran into him after getting over the whole awestruck, oh my God, it's Carnage,
Right. Right.
he's really very down to earth, very friendly, very humble guy. He's a
Hmm.
great guy. And we sat and talked for a while. And I said, if you don't mind, can I ask you, how are you successful? How do you play a different game every 4 days to a week
And still
and
maintain. Yeah.
maintain huge viewership and all that other stuff? And he looked me straight in the eye. He laughed a little bit and he said, you don't. And I said, what?
Right.
And he
Wait a
said,
minute.
he said, you don't until you get to a certain point.
Right.
He
Yeah,
said,
that makes sense.
if you want to do it successfully on Twitch, this is how you do it. You pick a game. Pick a game that you love.
Hmm.
And that's very crucial. Pick a game that you love. Now, with that being said, pick a game that you love that is not completely saturated on Twitch.
Fortnite.
Okay. So,
Just
so
kidding.
if you really love Fortnite, or if you really love League of Legends, or if you really love Overwatch, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe don't listen to this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But pick a game that you love and play that game
Right.
and play that game and play that game and play that game. And then after you are so sick and tired of that game that you don't ever want to see it again, you play it for another 6 months.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what anybody says, the reason a new viewer finds you, especially when you're starting out,
Hmm.
is not because of you. They found you because they said, I want to watch Fallout 4.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they clicked on
Who's at
the
the
Fallout
top?
4 category,
Yeah.
and then they scrolled through those and they found you.
Right.
Now, 6 months down the road, they've been following you, they've subscribed to you, they hang out, you
Hmm.
know who they are, they know who you are. They don't care what you're playing. They're coming to see you. They're not coming to see Fallout 4 necessarily, because now you've got that relationship built up.
Sure.
But that takes time.
Hmm.
And until you get to that point, and he said, and that point is different for different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as far as if you're trying to look at it for viewer numbers versus subscriber numbers versus follower numbers or whatever, you're probably talking high 5 digits to maybe 6 digits if you want to be on the safe side
Yeah.
before you start messing with the formula. And he said, what you do is, we'll take my genre, okay, Skyrim or Fallout 4.
Hmm.
You can play Skyrim, play Fallout 4. They're both Bethesda games, and they're both primarily the same thing, even though
They're
one's
roughly similar, right? Yeah.
apocalyptic and one's medieval. They're the same kind of game.
Yeah.
And you play them, and you play them, and you play them, and you play them, and then you get your little, you got your core built up. Okay, so then you take a step to maybe Dragon Age.
Something close, something
It's
somewhat close.
it's not a Bethesda game, but it's got swords and it's got dragons and
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's kind of close to Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
And you play that, and you see how it goes. And then you take another little step and you, well, maybe from Dragon Age you can go to Mass Effect, which is kind of, except now we're in space, but then eventually
Yeah.
you can take those bigger leaps and you can start playing different things, and they will start following you because they want to hang out with you. They don't care what the game is. But he
That's a
said
good point.
it
Yeah.
takes a long time to get that established.
I like that idea of like the baby step before moving to bigger steps. There's a streamer. So I'm a part of a few communities, and one of them is called the the Knowledge Fellowship. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. It's a bunch of like pseudo, not pseudo. Most of them are like educational streamers or like doctors in
Mm-hmm.
their profession and things like that. One of them is a streamer named Das Valdez, who is probably the most famous Kerbal Space Academy streamer.
I
Um,
have heard of him.
those viewers are sort of the same. Like you say, Bethesda fans and viewers are they really love Bethesda. They want to watch Bethesda. That's the same way that I've found with Kerbal Space Academy or whatever the game is called. They're like they only want to
Yes.
watch Kerbal Space Program, and
Yep.
he was telling a story to a friend of mine named Jamorian, who's in a couple of he streams similar games, Kerbal and RimWorld and those type of games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was telling me that Das was telling him one time like he'll average 1,000 2,000 something like that 3,000. He gets invited by NASA to the launches to do like live shoot on the scene. That's part of his like draws that he does IRL streams too. And
Right.
he was saying that he was just getting sick of Kerbal, wanted to play something else, and he really loves playing PUBG. Like in his off time, he loves playing PUBG with his friends. So he tried to do that one day on a show, and he's going from like 2 or 3 thousand concurrent viewers down to about 50 to 100. He's like,
Yep.
I can't do that. That's not possible. So
Yep.
he started doing this. He came up with some kind of like statistic tracking program where he would gauge like the level of stream or something like that. Jim would be able to tell you more exact. But basically, he found out that the way to do it would be to introduce it in tiny increments where he would stream. He would normally stream like 8 hours a day. He would stream
Mm-hmm.
like 7 hours and 15 minutes, 7 hours and 30 minutes of Kerbal, and then be like, hey, to wrap up today, we're going to play a little bit of PUBG, And then he'd
Yeah.
monitor the fall off at that point. And he said that eventually it kept getting smaller and smaller, where more and more people would stick around to chat during those times. And that's how he was able to like ease into other games. But he still can't go like a full stream without playing Kerbal or chatting or IRL.
Right.
That's just like
Yes.
his
And
lane.
and it's interesting because there are tons of communities that are like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I think The
Elder
Sims
Scrolls
is one of them
Online.
actually. The Sims is
Elder
really
Scrolls Online is the same way.
Oh, okay.
They're huge, rabid fan base, but
Yeah.
they want to watch Elder Scrolls Online.
Sure.
And The Sims is the same way. The Sims has a huge community,
Mm-hmm.
um, but they're completely different genres.
Yeah.
You know, if you're primarily interested in The Sims, you're not going to be interested in Fortnite or PUBG.
No.
It's just
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Yeah, because at that
Um,
point you'd go watch someone else playing The Sims.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing too with looking at those is, like, for instance, Elder Scrolls Online.
Mhm.
There are several extremely successful, extremely large, well-established streamers for Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not
They
even a part of
put
that world.
out YouTube tutorials. They have their own
That makes sense.
websites where they've got builds for everything that you could want to play in Elder Scrolls.
Mhm.
Well, if you're going to watch somebody to learn how to play Elder Scrolls, who are you going to watch?
Yeah.
That guy.
Right.
You're going to watch that guy. He's the one that everybody, it's the same thing with WoW. If you're
Yeah.
going to watch a WoW streamer, you're going to watch one of the guys that has the method tag in their
Those are the most
And
successful
hey,
streamers are the method guys.
they're the number one rating guild in the entire world. That's
Yeah.
who you watch,
It's actually it's either Method or Soda Poppin or
or
Asmongold.
Asmund.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
only
you're
people
gonna
who,
watch
yeah.
them. Yeah,
You not watch anybody
I mean,
else.
even right now. Okay, here's a perfect example
Mhm.
using the number one streamer in all of Twitch right now,
Mhm.
as far as numbers goes.
Who it? Oh, Asmon,
If,
I'm just assuming.
no, the number one streamer is follower in all of Twitch is
Oh,
Shroud
Tifu or
now.
Shroud? Yeah.
If he's streaming CS:GO or if he's streaming uh, PUBG, he's rocking 50,000, 60,000
Right.
viewers.
Yeah.
He's streaming World of Warcraft right now. And he's not even breaking 20K.
Right.
You know,
He
and that's Shroud.
right. Yeah.
Because even Shroud can't compete with Soda Poppin and Asmongold
Yeah.
for WoW
Those
viewers.
guys
It
have
ain't gonna
like
happen.
a crazy history with WoW. Like Soda Poppin, I think has been playing WoW for
Soda Poppin's been
way
playing
over a
WoW since
decade.
vanilla.
Yeah. He's been playing
Yeah,
forever. And
yeah,
Asmon is like the
um,
most famous YouTube videos ever on
yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Exactly. And you're not going to compete with those. I don't care who you are.
Right. That was it's funny you say that because the Dr. Disrespect was like kind of talking about Asmongold on the show one day. I was watching a clip of him. It was very funny. He's like, what is this? What am I looking at? But it's funny about Shroud because he's also he strikes me as the kind of guy where it's like, oh, how come you're streaming this game? You're only at 20,000 viewers. He's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? He's
No, he doesn't. He
yeah.
doesn't care.
Like he said it a
And
few times on his show where all he wants to do is play video games. That's what he wants to do. He's not
yeah,
interested
I
in
want
playing the game
to
on
I
Twitch.
want to play the games.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Okay. Because when you come down to it, when it comes down to it, that's what we all want to do.
Yeah.
I want to play the video game.
Right.
I want to play the video game. And with streaming on Twitch, the way I look at it and the way I started out, and I still feel this way, is with streaming on Twitch, I'm still playing the video game.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm streaming the video game with some friends hanging out.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So
It's a
we can
different
talk and
yeah.
BS and eat some chips and
Sure.
drink a soda or whatever while we're playing the video game. So it just makes it more sociable.
Right. The
But
so
with the whole,
yeah.
I don't care how many viewers I've got. I'm going to play whatever I want. That's a whole lot easier to do when you've got
50,000 people.
many
Yeah.
50,000 subscribers. Yeah, but, when you're, I mean, let's be honest. When you're knocking down 7 digits a month, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. And it takes a long time to get to that too. And I mean, Shroud used to be
Yes,
a
it does.
professional. I think CS:GO, right? He used to be a professional CS:GO player.
He was professional CS:GO. Yeah, he used to play for Cloud9.
Right. So he's been in that arena for a long, long time. And I bet
Yes.
I wonder if he ever talked about it. I haven't seen an interview with him or anything like that. But like if he would tell you like, yeah, I used to worry about that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like at some point I just don't care anymore. Or if he's always been the just don't care anymore type of person.
I don't know. I mean, I got to meet him briefly at
Yeah.
TwitchCon, and we chatted for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
He's extremely humble, which you're thinking he's the biggest guy on Twitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that ego. He really doesn't, and it blew me away. When I met him at TwitchCon, that was my number one goal.
I remember. Yeah. You actually, I
I
talked
wanted
to you
to
right
shake his
before you
hand
met him.
and say thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was running out of time
Yeah.
too. It was after 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
I
You're
was
like, I gotta find him. I gotta go
I gotta
find
find
him.
him. It's
Yeah.
do or die. Yeah. And he asked me if it would be okay if we took a selfie. And I was like,
Huh?
why are you asking me permission?
That's
It
awesome.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But he's really down to earth and really humble, and he's a great guy. He's really fantastic. I think what it is, he's got that gift.
Yeah.
He's got a gift for shooter games. He's just
It's absurd to watch him play. Yeah. I could never
what
play
he
like
can
that.
do is insane. And now there are other people that are just as talented as he
Sure.
is, and they're still, the pros, as far as the CS:GO pros and those teams and stuff. They're probably every bit as good as he is. So I don't know, if he's always had the I don't care attitude.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think so. But you don't know. You don't
sure.
know. But I think deep down, he's just a nerd like the rest of us that
Yeah.
wants to play video
Just wants to play
games and just
games all
have
day.
fun and
Yeah.
hang out. Yeah.
So it's funny because that's obviously the story that I tell about your show all the time is the Shroud Day, and actually more so like when we met at TwitchCon and how you're like, oh, I gotta go meet him right now.
Yeah.
Um, was so like a long time ago. I don't know the circumstance of like what game you were playing, but I remember that Shroud had raided you one day or
Yes.
something like that, and it was just
Yeah.
like this crazy. There's a whole
I
story behind
was
it, but you go ahead.
yeah. I started streaming December of 2017, and it was February of 2018. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was either the end of January, end of I was playing Skyrim,
Yeah.
and I had 12 viewers in the channel, two of which were me because I had two other machines turned on because I
Sure.
didn't want to feel lonely. So I had two machines tuned into my channel so I could watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a whopping 270 followers, 12 people watching me play Skyrim. He finished his stream. He decided he wanted to raid somebody at random.
Yeah.
And
He just happened to be looking Skyrim.
he likes Skyrim and
Oh,
he
okay.
plays Skyrim.
Right.
So he said, "Let's go find a Skyrim streamer." And he said, "I don't want to raid, the number one guy or whatever. We're going to scroll down toward the bottom of the page."
Yeah.
And he did. And the story I got, and I got it all secondhand from one of his, I think it was one of his moderators.
Okay.
But he was talking. He said, "Okay," and he narrowed it down to two people.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and one other guy. And what tipped the scales in my favor was A, I was a veteran,
Mm-hmm.
and B, and it's so funny. I think about this now.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I had spent $19.84 to get this cheap wooden easel from Michaels or Hobby Lobby or wherever
Yeah.
it was. And I had one of those big white, right on wipe off dry erase boards.
Uh-huh.
And I bought 6 pieces of neon green poster board from
Okay.
Walmart.
Yeah.
And I taped the poster board to the dry erase board
Okay. So it chroma
to
or something?
make a green screen
Yeah.
so I could chroma key my camera.
Right.
And he said, from what the guy told me, that's how, in addition to me being a veteran, he said, and this guy has actually got a green screen. He's actually making the attempt
Yeah.
to put off a professional look on his stream.
Right.
And apparently the other individual, and I don't, didn't have a green screen and just, he was showing his bedroom or
Yeah.
closet or wherever he was.
He didn't make his bed
And so
that day.
he chose me.
So it's-
So I'm sitting there, and I was just about the timing was crazy too because I was just about finished with my stream.
right.
I
Whoops.
had
Now
to
you're
work
playing
the
another
next
24
day.
hours. Good.
Yeah, because I had to work the next day.
Right.
I was like 15 minutes from ending my stream,
Jeez.
and I went from 12 viewers to 19,780 viewers in the blink of an eye. And
How do you even see that? Like your chat must have just went like.
it just went insane. It went insane. And my alerts, because I had alerts set up for every time I got a follow or anything like that.
Oh, no,
And
yeah.
I had somebody send me a message, and they said, "You probably really want to turn those off
You better
because
just turn that off.
it's not going to stop for
Right.
quite a while." So I finally, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it on the fly because, like I said, I'd only been streaming for 3 months. I'm
Right.
like, oh my god, now I got to figure out how to get to Streamlabs, shut off my alerts, do all this, So I'm trying to do all of that, and I'd lost the ability to speak English for a few minutes because I was just like, oh my god. And like they say, the rest is history.
Right.
But it was it was an awe-inspiring experience. It was a once in a lifetime thing, and
Yeah.
it was just unreal. It
That's
was
so
it
awesome.
was an act. It was incredible.
It's such a cool story. I love that. I think I've literally told that story, and I didn't know all the details. By the way, I've told my version of the
And
story, which is almost nothing.
and he's done that to several other people. He does it quite regularly.
Oh
So
wow,
I'm
that's
I'm
pretty
I'm
cool.
not the only individual
Oh,
to. He
okay.
does it quite. There are videos on Reddit and YouTube where it just shows where he's gone and blown people up.
Yeah, I can imagine just sitting there like I don't even know what to say. Like, what the hell do I do? I don't remember how to play this
Exactly.
game.
Exactly. I lost my mind. It
so
was like, you've got to be kidding.
so the
And
go ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
So one of the coolest parts that I like about the story, and I've talked about it a few times, and that's why I was super excited to have you on the show, is that after those raids, like you get a huge boost in numbers or whatever, but that doesn't translate to partnership over time, right? Because they'll look at it and just
No,
go, "Oh no, you got to
that's
raid one
correct.
time. We're not giving you a partner." But
Correct.
the retention rate of those people is it's really really hard to do. First of all, because especially in this case, they're coming from a different audience style, right? Like Shroud's people like watching FPSs basically, and
Right.
kind of just Shroud. But
Right.
so the retention rate has to be enough where you can sort of like capitalize on it a little bit. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of an opportunity that you need to take, and all that
Correct.
stuff. So
And
yeah.
honestly, looking at it, completely objectively,
Mm-hmm.
and to be fair, I do still have people that regularly tune into my broadcasts
Yeah.
that have been here and been in my channel since that raid.
Yeah. That's
They
so
they
cool.
still show up and they still hang out. Now, I received because it's so funny. My things are set up to where I get an email notification anytime somebody follows.
Oh, so you had to throw out your phone and get a new phone.
Oh,
Like
I
six
got
days
up the
later.
next morning. I got up the next morning. Like I said, I had to work that next day,
Right.
and I was supposed to stop at 11 o'clock at night, and I ended up streaming until like 3 in the morning.
Right. You got to keep going.
And
Yeah.
then I had to get up and go to work. And I got home from work and did my usual routine and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and opened up my email. 2,472 unread messages.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh my God.
Well,
So,
first of all, figure
yeah,
out how to turn that off, right?
yeah, yeah. And no, but honestly, I still keep that on. And the reason I do,
Yeah.
anybody who follows me, I will bring it up. I'll go look at their channel. I'll go check
Yeah.
it out. Um, Now, one filter I use, if they've got the little generic
Oh, yeah,
icon,
the bit guy or
if they
whatever
don't
it is.
actually have an icon,
Yeah.
generic, I can just go ahead and, that doesn't count. But I'll go check out most of the people that follow me just to see, what their channel looks like,
Sure.
and see how it goes. Um, Overall, though, the overall effect of that, yes, did it give me some exposure? Yes, it did, of
Sure.
course.
Yeah.
Um, did it translate into a huge increase in viewership? I wouldn't say a huge increase because, like you said,
Yeah.
most of them watch FPSs. They're not
Sure.
Skyrim
Yeah,
people.
a huge majority will
Um,
come in with a raid, have fun, and then probably go watch their game that they came to watch.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now,
Get PUBG and
now
stuff.
I did have one guy tell me something that totally blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
Was because, like I said, I kept streaming after it happened because that would have just been really rude to say, "Well,
Yeah.
thank you for bringing
Thanks,
all these
Shroud. See you
people,
later.
but
Yeah.
I'm leaving."
Right.
Um, I talked to the guy. I said, I don't get it. I don't understand why me. It
Yeah.
was just trying to wrap my head around it. And the guy said, I don't think you understand. He said, you've got something. You've got something.
Yeah.
He said, because let me tell you, we do this all the time. Shroud does this all the time.
Yeah.
And this is how it works. He shows up to the channel, 20, 25,000 people.
Right.
Boom, blow the channel up. Poor little streamer freaks out, has a heart attack, has to get rushed to.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later,
There's nobody there.
everything's pretty much back to normal.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the reaction we wanted. Everybody clipped it for the video. Now let's go.
Right.
He said, he rated you 3 hours ago. I was like, yeah. He goes, there's still 3,700 people in here.
That's all. Yeah, that's
So
huge.
they
Yeah.
didn't all leave. So something must be working,
Right.
you know. And, and like I said, did it. Now, here's the crazy thing. Technically speaking, as far as the raw numbers goes,
Yeah.
I technically qualified to apply for partner the day after that raid.
Oh, I'm sure it blew all the numbers up.
Because 19,000 people showing up in your channel tends to kill that 75 average viewers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
However, they do look at that and they're like, no, that was a one time deal, so that
Right.
doesn't count. They want to see you maintain that.
Right.
And when I did finally get accepted for partner, I applied in March
Mm-hmm.
of last year. I think it was March or April. Might have even been later than that. Might have been May.
Yeah.
I didn't find out until September.
Right. Yeah, it takes a
So,
while for some of
so
those. Okay.
they watched May, June, July, August before I finally got
That makes
notified.
sense. Yeah, they want to see if it's not just
Yeah,
from
they
the
want
raid.
to make
Yeah.
sure it's not just a one time thing.
It's really funny.
They want to make sure that you can maintain it.
Right. And what's super funny about that is, so there was I forget when it was, sometime last year, the year before. So this channel got rated by Visions, who's a really popular FPS streamer. Basically, he sometimes partners with the Doctor Disrespect and all these different people. But he rated the channel. I think I still have the clip of it, but it was just like, my reaction was, oh, hey, like it was so normal. But anyways, he rated me with like 800 or 900 people, and I was like, what? But just like you're saying, like I was sort of getting near the end, and I ended up streaming for like 2 more hours, and I think they rated with 900, and I think we maintained about like 150 the whole time, which is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
some of the people who've been around this channel the longest, and some of my best friends that I met through Twitch were from that raid. So it was like you meet these people, and they're just like, "Whoa, this is a cool channel too," and you sort of stick around. So I really like that story of like, some of the best people you meet can be through these raids.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing. You never know.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah, that was that's so anyways, yeah, that story is like it's so awesome. And then I know you were saying like I gotta meet Shroud to like say thank you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I gotta say hello.
Yeah, I had to shake his hand. I had to shake his hand and say thank you. Because, you know, would I have gotten there eventually? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it sure didn't hurt. It sure didn't hurt to have him do that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I like it because, well, first of all, you don't often see streamers who go into other categories than the game they're playing, because a lot of times they're either going to raid friends. Usually, streamers that are of smaller size, they'll either raid their friends, which I've talked about it ad nauseum on the show for years, saying like, there's a return on investment if you keep raiding your friends over and over again. You're not actually helping them. You should go, raid someone that you don't know and meet new people. But like, people will stay normally in their categories, right? So
Right.
you were saying like Sims and like Skyrim streamers, probably Skyrim's the same thing where like the Skyrim people and you'll get a raid from a Skyrim person because they like to keep it in that community. There's Dead by Daylight is another category that's exactly like that. Those people only raid Dead by Daylight people. But yeah, so it's cool to see, an out of genre person come in with a big raid like that, which I think is super important. Just like, hey, I enjoy playing this game. Let's go raid someone playing this other game, And because it's a whole new exposure for all the viewers you're bringing through with a raid too, so it's like a whole new thing.
And there's another thing to it too, and a lot of people they're like, well, you network and you only raid your only raider. Well, there's some logic behind that.
Mm-hmm.
If I've never seen your stream before, and I don't know you.
Yeah, you don't know the audience.
I don't know your content.
Yeah.
I'm taking a huge risk bringing my community to come meet you.
Sure.
Even though, yes, it's an 18 plus stream on my channel because the game content could be 18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. with the exception of when I did my Witcher 3 Death March difficulty playthrough attempt, and whenever I play the Frost overhaul of Fallout 4. Those would be the two exceptions. Hello, Solaria. How I see you hide. Um, there's not a whole lot of cussing on my stream. I try to keep it family friendly because
Yeah,
viewers have kids that are walking around or whatever. They
sure.
don't,
You're just sort of
I don't,
eliminating people if you
I
do
don't
that.
want to show up at some new individual and go, oh hey, person, let's go show them a good time and uh, you know make their day. They're streaming to two people and they're trying and they're doing their thing. Let's go show them some love.
Sure.
And you do that, and they drop 22 f bombs as soon as you walk in, and you're like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a risk.
Yeah, we have a friend I think in common like that. Gamer Kitty is a PG streamer,
Hmm.
very strictly. So she is very careful about who she raids because of that as well.
Yes, yes,
Or she'll announce before, like when she comes in, part of her raid message is, "Hi, we're here. Please keep it clean." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it's her friends or something at that time. But yeah.
right, yep.
But
And
most of
it's
us
it's
know, like
it's
the
a risk.
people in Kitty's circles are like, okay, well, it's time to turn on the kid friendly content for a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, that's yeah, and you're right. It is kind of a risk going to raid someone new. Usually when we do it on this show, I'll bring up a screen on the side just muted and sort of just
Hmm.
watch because I'd like to. I'm obviously a fan of technical proficiency on shows. I
Hmm.
I have a big rack here full of computer equipment, half of which is not working. That's why this is not the technical quality is like this today. But so usually I'll look at like technical stuff. So I'll bring up a couple of screens before I decide where to raid. But yeah, I totally agree. If you go in there and they're you hear the horror stories where someone will get a raid and like, oh, it's only for 5 people, or something like
Oh,
that, where it's like,
yeah.
geez, man, really? Like, it's so
Or
weird.
or believe it or not, I have had a couple of raids where you raid the person, and I've actually had this happen. And they looked over, and it was like, and I'm, it's not about numbers, it's not about any of that, but
Yeah,
there were more than 5 people in the raid. Let's leave it at that.
sure.
And showed up at the channel, and the reaction you got was basically, "Oh, yeah, it's a raid. Hey." And it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
seriously, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, so okay, well, no problem. And
Yeah.
I'm not a confrontational type of guy. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
get all crazy or nothing. But am I gonna take my little pin? Am I gonna, okay, well, let's
Yeah.
scratch that one off
Not
the
coming back
list.
here. And what's
Yeah,
funny is it won't just be you thinking that because your viewers know your style. You know what I mean? So
yes,
all your viewers will go, "Wow, that was really crappy. We're just gonna leave too," and it'll be like
yeah.
nothing. And
And
ironically, those people that do that kind of stuff are also the people that are like going to each other's streams and shouting out their own show and all those kind of bad
well,
habit type stuff.
or complaining about, I don't understand why I don't get any views,
Right.
because you don't acknowledge them when they're there.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
So, one of the things that I mean, I was sort of thinking that Shroud, probably, or at least this is what I would have thought when choosing your channel to raid. One of my favorite parts about your show and about you as a person is how
Mhm,
like laid back the style is of your show.
mhm.
Um, and like I can just sort of put you on and like watch a little bit, listen in when something happens, but I can hear you in the background and I can work to it. And it's not, there's a lot
Yeah.
of, you can go to any show and find let's put on a dinosaur costume, let's go crazy, let's dance and throw stuff and scream
Let's
and
get let's get drunk. Let's get drunk on
hype
stream.
hype mode activated,
I'm
all
gonna
that
take
kind
a
of stuff.
shot every time something orange shows up. Yeah, okay.
That's against TOS, Cora.
Is it
Yeah, it is actually to take a bunch of shots. I think you can't. It's something in the TOS
really?
where like you can't get abusively drunk or something like that is in there.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so your
Not
show
that I
is
worry
like
about that because I don't drink anymore.
right there. You go. But that's one of the things that you find is like actually the chill kind of calm focus stream is
Hmm.
so rare, because everyone thinks that like the hype mode is the only way to success and you got to be crazy like um the YouTube guy that was in the suicide forest, Logan Paul or Jake Paul or one of the
Oh,
two. I don't
Yeah,
know their
yeah, yeah,
difference.
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Okay, but yeah, the super hype mode guys that get crazy, or like Doctor Disrespect,
I
scream,
can't
swear,
do that.
smash stuff. By the way, I like the Doc show, but that's a different taste. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
different time.
and it's a thing of I can handle it, but in small doses.
Yeah,
I could not watch that for 6 hours or something. It
right.
would drive me nuts. And I understand. The thing I think is funny, and I'm going to give Doc credit. Okay, do I watch a lot of his stuff? No. A,
Yeah,
the whole high energy thing wears me out. B,
yeah,
I'm not a big FPS guy.
right. Which is all
I'm
he
not a
plays.
big,
So yeah,
yeah, no. And besides, I'm PC Master Race, and he's a controller guy. So,
he has
um,
been doing more controllers.
huh?
He has been doing more controllers. He plays on PC most of
Yeah.
the time, but I think he does controllers once in a while too.
So, um, but I got to give him credit. The persona that he's built and done all that is amazing,
Yeah,
and it's working. Okay,
yeah,
you cannot argue with how well it's worked for him.
yeah.
Personally, I'm old, I'm fat, and I don't have the energy to go through all of that for every single stream. Okay,
But the
this
best
is
part
it.
is there's an audience
Yeah,
exactly for your
this is
content,
me.
which is awesome.
This is me, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know what's funny is just speaking of the Doc, he's one of the ones I always talk about. So I've been streaming for 5.5 years,
Hmm.
forever ago. And Dr. Disrespect was the one show I watched one time randomly where I was like, wow, you can, huh. So you don't just sit there in front of your computer and like play your game. You can do other stuff. And when I
Oh,
first
yeah.
like I started like halfway through my streaming, I mean career, what does that word mean? But like the time I've been on the platform is like I was also like, whoa, I could do these different skits. So over the years, there's been all these different shows and different things I've done in front of a green screen. I did like a weather show at one point. I did a reading show where I sat down and had like a crackling fire, was reading a book. I just like doing that production
Don't
level of show is very
don't give
interesting to
them
me.
ideas. They've already my viewers have already asked me to do something like that. So
uh,
they want me to sit down and read every book in Skyrim.
oh my God.
Just read.
That's a long.
They just want me to read the books.
Well, then you'd have to switch your title to like ASMR or something, right? Like at
Yeah,
that
that's
point.
what they want.
Oh, okay.
They want an ASMR Skyrim stream, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
That would
And
take you
it's
years.
oh, I know. It's hilarious because it started because I picked up a book in Skyrim
Yeah.
and I was reading the book so I could follow the quest or whatever. And
See,
somebody in chat typed in said, "Oh my God,
you gave them a
Cora,
taste, and now they
Cora
can't
reading all the books in Skyrim isn't something I knew I needed in my life." Oh my-
That's it. It's you got to
So
do a charity stream, and like the
yeah,
highest incentive is read all the books.
yeah.
um. So yeah, so that laid back style is that's my favorite part about your show, and I love that part of it. It's just like a really relaxed time. It's close to ASMR, but more gameplay, which is like
Right.
perfect zone for me.
And it's taken me a while to realize that it's not an insult, that it's actually a
Yeah,
compliment. That I
absolutely.
have
Yeah.
people tell me, I love your stream because I can put it on when I'm trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, so I'm boring? Is that what you mean? Because
Yeah.
I make you fall asleep? Is that, and they were like, no, it's because your voice is so calm and soothing and
Right.
stuff that it doesn't, because when you get that hyper crazy tank, it gets your adrenaline going and you
Right.
can't relax and everything. So,
What?
but like I said, this is me. I don't get excited anymore.
Sure.
My days of excitement left when I got out of the military.
My take on that is almost like it's not boring, it's not super high energy, but the reason why I like it is because it's almost like more of a conversational tone, if that makes sense, where I
Yes.
feel more comfortable asking a question and chatting in your chat than I would in someone that's super hype chat where it's like, now I got to type in 100 emotes with my question. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is more
Right.
like I'm just sitting here and we're like, it's me and Cora on the same desk game, gaming in a LAN or something. That's what it feels
Because
like to me.
I'll respond to your question for only 2 payments of $19.99.
Sorry,
And if you throw an emote in the next 5 minutes, we've got a special offer for you. No, I can't. I can't.
Cora doesn't respond to chat unless it's 10 bits or 100 bits. Chat actually appears on his screen at 10,000 bits.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Um,
Don't get me started. I've seen so much stuff in the last couple of days, and it's difficult at times being a chill streamer, being a calm streamer,
yeah.
to see the stuff that I see and not just want to make a YouTube video or an Instagram story where I just go off.
You should just bring up the video
Because
and then it's just you shaking your head like, I can't.
well, exactly. I've got the GIF. I've got the GIF. It's saved on my hard drive.
Yes.
Of the one with well, I have several of them. The one, of course, you've got the Captain Picard, rubbing his forehead,
Uh-huh.
and then, but my favorite one is the Clint Eastwood.
Oh, yes.
From Gran Torino, where he's just looking with the coffee mug, and he's got that disgusted look on his face.
Yes.
And just kind of turns away.
I love that
That
movie.
one's perfect. But there are so many. I hate using the word small streamers.
Yeah. I know who you're talking
There are
about.
so
Yeah.
many younger streamers
Mm-hmm.
making mistakes that just seem like common sense, but unfortunately, I guess common sense isn't as common as it should be.
Right.
And I just want to, and I don't want to yell at them. I don't want to rate
Just
them.
shake
I don't want to
shake them real hard.
but you don't even need to do that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I want to go into foghorn leghorn mode for a minute, and it's like, come here a minute, son.
Yeah.
We need to have a talk. And I'm not mad.
I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed. But if when I go to a Twitch channel, and I do it quite regularly, I bounce around, I look on Twitch, if you only have 62 followers on your channel, why? For
Yeah.
the love of everything not of this earth, do you have your chat set to follower only mode?
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, I guess trolls, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
No, but there are ways to deal with trolls that don't require using follower only.
Totally agree. Yep.
If I am preparing to raid, especially like it's going back to that other subject of I'm going to raid somebody that we've never been to before.
Sure.
If I bring up their channel and it says follower only mode,
Yeah.
you just lost that raid.
Right.
I'm not going to subject my viewers and my community to having to wait 10 minutes or forcing them to follow your channel. I don't want to have to follow you to find out if I like your content or if I want to say hello.
Yeah, that's so crazy. It's
because then I'm going to unfollow you when I find out that I don't like your content, and then it's going to make you.
yeah.
So, now I understand somebody like Shroud,
Yeah.
somebody like Dan's Gaming, somebody like Doc. I understand you have to have it on subscribe only because 50,000 people all typing in chat, you're never going to see anything anyway.
And for Shroud, even on subscriber only mode, it's still
Well, even subscriber only mode, it's still moving so fast I can't read it.
yeah.
But
It's funny at that
when you've got
go ahead.
followers, don't put it on follower only mode.
Right. When
You're
Shroud was
hurting.
doing his live, so that new Call of Duty game, they invited him out to do like a special event, and he was sitting there chatting, and some reporter wanted to interview him behind his camera, and she was kind of looking at the chat, and she's like, "How can you even read this?" And Shroud's like, I don't even look at them. I don't acknowledge them."
Yep.
It's-
Yep,
that's
he
his
doesn't.
humor, of course, but it's very funny.
Yeah. And I mean, he sees every now and then, but there's no way. You can't follow that.
Right? No, it's
Can't.
impossible.
It's not physical. Even him using his monitor at 344 FPS, he can't follow chat that.
Yeah. I wonder if at that point you rely so much on your mods to sort out stuff that it's just like there's no way.
I don't even know. My brain, I can't even wrap my brain around that situation.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, there's no way I could do it.
Yeah. I guess I haven't been in that situation, but it's like what would be your mechanism for dealing with that? It'd be interesting. But Going sort of back a little bit to gaming and your game choices. I
Hmm.
just realized that the new Elder Scrolls is coming at some point in the future, right? Soon-ish next
Hopefully,
year,
hopefully while
maybe.
I'm still around.
Okay. Is that like, because I know you tried ESO, and
Yes.
you're not playing it currently, so that's maybe wasn't your thing exactly. But
Yeah, it was a combination of things. It
okay,
didn't. I mean, it's a fun game,
yeah.
but it's
The,
there's other ones I find more enjoyable.
okay, but when the new Elder Scrolls comes out, that's probably gonna take over the time on Cora's channel.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that's a fairly safe bet.
Yeah. um, what
If
happened?
I'm not still playing Cyberpunk,
Oh
because
God, yeah, that's gonna destroy everyone's
that's
life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so
That's
weird when new games come out like that. Like Cyberpunk will of course be number one on Twitch. So then, if you're trying to maintain a followership, then it's almost impossible to stream it. But that's the only game you want to play, so it's a weird
right.
situation. Of course, that's sort of like now with Borderlands, probably.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody's streaming Borderlands 3.
yeah,
And I'm one of those really weird people, I guess. I've never played Borderlands,
yeah,
but I've watched Borderlands,
hmm
and it's just it doesn't grab me.
yeah. It's really
It
cartoony
it doesn't
and
it doesn't look like a game that I would enjoy playing.
right.
So,
Um, I I didn't think I would enjoy it either. I've been enjoying this installment, but I never played the other two, so maybe that has something to do with it. Like I'm not sort of over it or whatever. But
yeah, could be.
so sort of
Solaria
conversely from that.
doesn't want to play Cyber.
What?
No, honestly though, Solaria, honestly, knowing what I know about your content and it, Cyberpunk isn't in your wheelhouse, if that makes any sense. Cyberpunk isn't a type of game that I don't think Solaria would like that game, because I've never seen you play The Witcher either. You've never played The Witcher that I know of.
That
You
that's a series that sort of eluded me as well. I never really
and The
played The
Witcher
Witchers.
3 is great, but and some people have had success with it. I personally, it's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I find it extremely difficult to stream. There are
Huh.
some games that are great for streaming,
Yeah.
and there are some games that they're fantastic games,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not good streaming games.
Sure. Yeah.
Some people can pull it off. Some people can pull it off. I cannot stream The Witcher, because I have to pay too much attention to the game. And if I'm paying too much attention to the game, I'm not paying attention to chat.
That's a good point. Yeah. There's actually sort of in line with that. There was an announcement today about some new features coming where you can gift in-game loot out. It was pretty
Mm,
interesting. Twitch has this new system where you can. Someone will have to correct me, but it was on Twitter today about how over some amount of time, if your game is triggered on like a Twitch Prime deal or something like that, they'll give the broadcaster the ability to hand out like 25 gift donations for game content.
wow.
Yeah, it looked pretty neat.
Now
Um,
that would be cool.
but Elder Scrolls is sort of and Fallout I think are two games where it's like they do a lot of that stuff. They interact with Twitch I think pretty well. So it's like
Right.
you might be able to give out pretty cool stuff coming after
Now,
that.
see, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, see, Solaria doesn't play the and I love Solaria's choices in games.
Hmm.
But yeah, The Witcher 3, um, it would be the same as probably like Detroit Become Human, um,
Oh yeah.
any of those types. It's and yes, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue, and you have to pay attention to the dialogue,
Right.
because if you
Yeah.
don't watch the dialogue, you're going to miss the story. And because you have to pay so much attention to it, you can't focus on chat. And so I completely understand you not wanting to play it, Solari. And to be honest with you, and for the reasons Mosh brought up, I don't know if I'll stream Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I may disappear for a week. You may not see me.
We're having time off the stream this week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're taking a much needed vacation because I'm going to play the hell out of Cyberpunk, and
the
you're not going to see me.
the irony about The Witcher, and not necessarily that I haven't played it, but is like Gamer Kitty, that's like the game she plays the most. She loves The Witcher.
Yes.
The
It's
Witcher is also not at all family friendly. To-
no, no, it's not.
so when she gets to those parts of the stream, she's like, "Everyone, cover your
Oh
eyes." And
yeah, and it's so funny because I have seen a couple of other streamers,
yeah,
and female streamers. Okay,
yeah.
I'm not being sexist, but it's female streamers. Guys don't care. We don't care. Give us a sandwich. We don't care. Okay. All guys care about is a sandwich and accessible restroom facilities. That's all we care about. Female streamers that are primarily family friendly PG-13 streamers.
Yeah.
And when they say they're going to stream The Witcher 3, I know it's horrible. I know it's mean. I know it's cruel. I'm going to tune in just to watch the first 10 minutes because the opening scene of 3, we go from a naked guy in a bathtub to a naked chick brushing her. I mean,
Yeah, it's
this
like
is
right
the
away.
most non-family friendly
Yeah.
start you could come up with. But
Which
their
is very funny why
reactions-
family friendly.
their
people play.
reactions are golden.
Yeah.
It's golden. It's because they're like, oh my God, you know.
So, one of the other things that actually came up today on Twitter was someone posting about luck, the idea of luck in
I
streaming,
saw that.
and
Yes.
it was interesting, but it reminded me a while ago of Lyric, and he posted something kind of he's a a big name streamer obviously for
Yes.
years and years and
Yes.
years. So he posted something about stream coaches. So there's it's a whole sub environment of stream coaching involved with Twitch, right? You talk to these people, they give you advice, stuff like that.
Yes.
So Lyric basically must have been reading something about it or heard about stream coaching, and basically just said stream coaching is nonsense. This entire thing is luck. That's all it said in the tweet. And of course, anything he tweets is like now, MSNBC is airing it live, tonight or something.
Yeah.
But so everyone sort of lost their minds about that because how could he be, besmirching stream coaching? But it was funny because I think that's just his style, is tweeting out something pretty brash like that. But I think he means that like
it's let
you,
me see.
you
Let me
can't
check.
teach everything, right?
Are we 18 plus?
Yeah, always in the show.
It's a shit post. It's a shit post because he wants to get likes and engagement.
Yeah.
Okay. let's call a spade a spade.
Right.
It's
But of
he's-
course, it
he's-
lit everyone's hair
he's
on
stirring
fire. Right?
stuff up. Well, of course. Of course it did. And the thing is, he probably got 1,000 more followers on his Twitch channel from it, and he got a bunch of followers on Twitter from it. And he
Sure.
hey, I was talking with my brother the other day, and there have been some incidents that have come up recently, and we're not going to open the whole can of worms about proper moderation and
Yeah.
improper moderation.
We've talked
okay?
it to death on this show too. So yeah.
We're not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But from what I have seen lately, if you're big enough, let's put that caveat on there. If you're big enough, breaking TOS and getting banned is hands down the best thing you can do for growth on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can do for growth on Twitch. We won't mention any names, but the individual that got banned for allegedly flashing their viewers
Oh, did
got
she
their
come back,
48
by the way?
got out 48 hours. Yeah, 48 hours.
Okay.
But now, honestly, I saw the clip. Okay. I did see the clip. Hold on. I saw the clip. I don't know that it was necessarily. I couldn't
I get what you're saying.
unequivocally
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, there it is." Yeah, was it really way up on the thigh? Yes, it was. Was it exactly that? Who knows? It's kind of sketchy.
There's
But
just
the
a
thing
girl
is-
yesterday that got banned for the same thing. She was wearing a
Yes.
cosplay, got banned
Yeah.
for like 48 hours.
So I'll guarantee you, if you can go back, if there was any way to travel back in time, actually, you could probably, there's a website to track it. Um, I guarantee it. Look at follower numbers for the 3 days before,
Oh, it'll be
and then
way different.
watch the follower numbers for the
Yeah.
week after, and I guarantee it's one of the best things you can do for growth on.
So the irony of that, and we talked about it in this show because we talk statistics in Twitch like community. When Alinity had her problem,
Mhm.
she was banned and then came back and was like a week later. So that
Yeah.
next week on the live show, I brought up the Sully gnome with her name on it, and you could see
Mhm.
her statistics were up like 20% across the board in every category for the last like 7 days. Because those
Yep.
bans are good for them. If you think about what happened with wasn't really a ban, but
Yeah.
when Dr. Disrespect left
Hi,
Twitch,
Athena. How are you?
uh, when Dr. Disrespect left Twitch because of his family issues, and then
Mhm.
when he came back, that's I think the highest stream of all time. It was like 380,000 viewers. And
Yeah.
then when he got banned for the bathroom thing, he came back. It was like 85,000 viewers, which Doc
Mhm.
is very popular. He's not
Yeah.
85,000 viewer popular. So that was obviously a swell of support. Those bans are really, really good for. It's a vacation. They can take a 2 week
Hey,
vacation.
look. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I understand it's 2019. I understand that we got to get rid of the my generation's way of thinking. Okay, I get that. But let me tell you something, folks. If you watch any news, I don't care you ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, it doesn't matter. Okay, sex sells and drama sells
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in that order. Okay, so choose which one you want to. But now, like I said before, and before before Athena goes crazy here, before Athena goes
Oh,
crazy,
Athena knows. She's
I said, if you're big enough, if you're big enough, a ban is the best thing for growth on Twitter. If you're small, it's the end of your career because you're not going to get just a 48-hour ban. They're just going to take your account and flush it down the toilet and you're done. So, you have to be bringing enough revenue in to
right.
make it
But
to
in
make it hurt if it was worse.
sure, and
They're not going to get rid of somebody that's bringing in $15,000 a month in ad revenue.
especially
That's
not
bad
now.
business.
Not
That's
after
bad business.
not
Yeah,
after Ninja left. One of their top assets left. They're not losing
yeah,
anymore. They're not banning
exactly,
nobody. They got to make
exactly.
money. So one of the last things I sort of want to talk about, and I alluded it to you earlier, was um, overwhelming majority of people on Twitch are probably, if I had to guess, between the ages of like 20 to 30. If I had to guess, that's way younger than I am. That's young. It's younger than both of us.
Yeah, I'd go maybe a little higher than that.
Okay,
25 to 35, but yeah.
there you go. Um, so so I talk a lot on this show and on Twitter about full-time streaming, trying to warn people about it and like just to be safe with income and all that stuff. Like, at what point? Because I know you're a full-time content creator, and
Yes.
like myself, you're outside of the nominal age bracket for streamers. So, at what point is it like? I guess maybe I'm not totally sure the question I'm asking, but it's like there's some kind of risk versus
At what point is it safe to become a full-time content creator?
yeah, and maybe it's not even like I'm necessarily asking for an age, but just like a
When I
conversation in
get
general.
there, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Uh, and it's different for me.
Yeah,
It's different for me. One, I'm in a different point in my life than most of the streamers on Twitch.
sure.
Um, the other thing is, let's real talk, folks. Real talk.
That's all we do here.
Um, if Mosh and I are both out in the job market looking, he's going to get hired before I do, and it's got absolutely nothing to do. And putting qualifications and all that other stuff aside, he's going to get hired before I do.
Yeah.
Period. End of discussion. And the really sad thing is, the little 20-year-old that's only halfway through their community college degree that doesn't know anything
I get hired before both of us.
is going to get hired before either one of us
Yeah.
because they know they can pay him
Nothing.
1/5 of what
Yeah.
they would have to pay us. And
Exactly.
it's all about business.
Yeah.
So there's that. Hello, Lavy and Nell. How are you? And hello, Bo. um,
So how have you found
this is
like
what I would say. And
yeah,
I completely agree with your spreadsheets. I agree with all of that information that you put out.
that's
At
so
what
flattering.
point
Thank you.
is it safe to become a full-time content creator? This is when it's safe to become a content creator. When you can maintain, and when I say maintain, at least 12 months. 12 months,
I like that.
because summers are slower than the fall and the winter usually. And then you're going to hit a lull right around Christmas because people are spending money on Christmas presents, so
Sure.
they're not spending money on subs.
Right.
Again in April, you're going to have another slow fall because everybody's got to pay their taxes, and they're more scared of the IRS than they are of you. So, 1 year gives you a good average,
Right.
and when that 12-month average, after deducting, some people say 30%, but honestly, when you do your taxes and
Yeah.
everything else, it's not nearly that. 15%, but subtract 15% for your self-employment taxes.
Mm-hmm.
If all of that is equal to or greater than your real job income, and you got to figure in health insurance, you got to figure in everything else, figure in benefits,
Yeah.
then you can become a full-time content creator.
That's
But
really good advice.
and here's some even better advice though. If you are managing to stream part-time
Yep.
and you're making, okay, and let's just keep it easy for numbers, okay?
Mhm.
You're making $2,000 a month at your real job, and you're streaming part-time on Twitch.
Yeah.
And you're making $2,000 a month on Twitch. So now you're thinking, well, Cora said I can quit my job now. You're 28 freaking years old. Do both.
Yeah.
Do both. I worked 2 to 3 jobs for most of my life,
Yeah.
constantly at the same time. And trust me, and I'm not saying Twitch isn't a lot of work. God knows Twitch is a pain in the butt. People don't understand how much work goes into full-time streaming.
Oh, I bet.
But
Yeah.
it's still a whole lot easier than it's a lot easier than digging ditches.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have wear and tear on your vehicle, and you don't have a commute every day that you got to go. Okay. So keep the job. Answer exactly at the end. Do both.
Right.
Put all that Twitch money in the bank.
So
Put all that Twitch money in the bank. And then at 45 or 50 or whatever, now you can bail.
right.
You got that big old nest egg, so you don't have to worry.
So the irony of that, and I completely agree with everything you just said. The argument, because I actually I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again to a lot of different people is, hey, first of all, it's incredibly hard to make a living just with Twitch. It's hard to do that.
Yes,
Um,
it is.
and it takes a long time to get that steady income. Like you're saying, 12 months. It's a pretty good call. But you also, if you're a young person, 25 years old streaming, if you're not, Twitch doesn't pay 401ks. They don't pay health insurance. They don't pay any of that stuff. So you have to go take care of yourself later by investing all that stuff. And then you're sacrificing education, all this stuff. But anyways, the number one thing that people tell me when I say, hey, this is not a good idea. And I have a spreadsheet for anyone that doesn't know that sort of lets you calculate this stuff. But the number one response I get is, well, I want to follow my dreams and do what I love. I'm like, okay, I understand that. I completely understand that. And that's great. You can't eat dreams. You know what I mean?
No,
You can't.
That's true.
It doesn't keep the lights on, what you love to
That's
do.
true.
Like,
That's true.
there's some hard truths in life, and that's sort of
Yep.
one of them. That you have to do
And-
stuff you don't like to do.
And here's another thing too. And this is so hard. And bringing it up to people is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I'm people, you're a positivity streamer. Well, yeah, I try to be.
Yeah.
I also try to be a good example, but at the same time, I'm not going to try to blow sunshine up your ass and tell you it's a rain cloud. Okay,
Right.
it doesn't work that way. Um, Sometimes you have to look. People. Oh, it's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. It's about that's true. Okay, if you're doing this just for the fun of it, that's true.
Right.
If you are trying to turn this into a business, or if you are trying to support yourself or your family
Mm-hmm.
by doing this, you have to look at the numbers.
Yeah. You have to. It's
It's
incredibly
a
dangerous with
business,
children and stuff.
and every business looks at the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad truth is, there are some people out there, a lot of people out there, who aren't going to make it.
Yeah. A huge majority. Yeah.
It could be a personality thing, it could be a technical thing, it could be a schedule thing. It's there's all sorts of obstacles in the way,
Sure.
and they all have to be overcome, or they all have to be perfectly lined up for you to navigate them in order to be a success. And people see Ninja, and they see Shroud,
Oh, I could
and
do
they
that.
see all
Right.
these people. Man, oh, this is so awesome. And so you don't. Shroud's been doing this for over 10 years.
Yeah. He's been around a long time.
He's been doing this since he was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only that, they didn't start on Twitch.
Yeah.
They started on an esports team. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an entirely different animal. They brought all those people with them when they came to Twitch.
Sure. Yeah. They had a
They
built-in fan
already
base.
had a
and all that
huge
stuff.
fan base.
Yeah. Same thing with Summit, I think. Summit was the same way. I think he started in CS.
Yeah, Summit's the same way. Summit, but they had a fan base
Sure.
before they even got here. I mean, Co Carnage, and he's huge. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, he's not, he's successful. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't argue that. Dan's Gaming is another one.
Mhm.
Dan's Gaming, and a great guy. Oh man, awesome streamer. I love his content. He's great. I think the reason I relate to Dan's Gaming so much is he and I seem very similar as far as our approach and our the way we go about it.
Sure.
He's the same type of methodical, I'm going to think my way through this type, and he doesn't get all loud.
Right.
Dan's been doing it since Justin TV.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Co Carnage has been doing it since Justin TV. These guys did not start last month, folks. They didn't start last year.
Right.
They've been doing this for 10 years plus. So think about that. I mean, it's
crazy how much time goes into it.
And I saw a comment, and it was on a post, on a Twitter post earlier today, and it might have been the one you were talking about, the luck and everything.
Okay.
Because it was a big long post and
Yeah.
replies and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand how many years it takes for a person to become an overnight success.
That's a good one.
You do not understand how many years it takes for somebody to become an overnight success.
Yeah. It's funny because if look at starting your own business, right? What do they say? If you start your own business, you don't make money for the first, 2-3 years. You make nothing.
Yeah.
And then you
They
start
said
making
on
some money.
average, you better plan for not making any money for the first 5.
Right. So, yeah, that should be no different to this, since in a way, if you're streaming, this is your business, right? This is your
Correct.
microcosm of a business. You're on a different platform. But that
Correct.
should be, it should be synonymous with that. And the amount of, so I'm a part of a community that the streamer Ashton Christ has a thing. I hang out in her tech support channel. But there's a help channel on there where I was just talking to someone recently that was saying, I just can't get my, no one's following my channel. I'm not growing at all. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what's up? He's like, well, I'm just streaming like 8 hours a day or whatever. I'm like, oh, when'd you start? About 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. What did you?
Yep.
what do you think was going to happen? Well, I was watching Ninja do it, and I thought I could probably do. Oh my god, okay, I can't
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I bet you nominally some people will start streaming and go, oh, this will be easy, and then after a couple months, they're like, I still only have one person watching my channel, and it's my bot. That's
Yeah.
that's the life of literally every single streamer. By the way, everyone
Yeah.
starts with no one.
I sat and streamed to myself. I can't even tell you how many times. And I thought, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself. I mean, I can play the game and turn off the camera and you know, I can just enjoy the game. I don't have to worry about I got to pretend I'm, interested in something. You don't know.
Right.
And
There's
yes, I agree with you, Athena. Unrealistic expectations are the death of dreams.
yeah.
You have to. There's nothing. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with keeping your head in the clouds, as long as you keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You've got to. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. And you have to really, like you were saying earlier when you were saying that your daughter was trying to get you into it, and how it's like, well, you already talk to yourself and you play games.
Right.
That's one thing I talk to people. It's like, I've been streaming for 5 years, and I just personally, partnership and stuff, it doesn't work with my life. It would never fit in for
Right.
many different reasons. But so that's never been a goal of mine. But it's like, you the amount of time when I sit there and like stream to no one, and my friends will, oh, there's no one watch your show. I'm like, I know. I
Yeah.
legitimately have fun. The people that watch my channel know how many times I'll just laugh at my own jokes hysterically or do something silly for myself. I legitimately love that. It's like,
Yeah.
and I
And
feel like
and
that's the part that people miss when they first start, is like, you have to really love it, and it can't be your love for having other people talk to you. It has to be you enjoy doing this,
correct. Correct. But enjoying having other people there is huge
Sure.
because if I don't, it's hard to. Like I said, I wouldn't say I'm a positivity streamer. I'm a realist streamer. I mean, if you ask me a question, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen posts on Twitter. Okay, here's a good one. Self promotion. Let's let's just stir up all this stuff here, just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Self promotion.
Uh-huh.
Self promotion. Oh my God, self promotion. It's the worst thing in the world. And I've seen people post tweets. If you come into my channel and you mention that you're a streamer, or you mention that you're going to stream, if you're self promoting, I'm going to block you. I'm going to ban you, and I'm
Yeah.
going to say, why? Why? Okay. First off, here's my take, and this is just my take.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact, if you don't realize that 50 to, we'll just ballpark it here, 50 to 80% of your audience streams on Twitch.
Sure. Yeah,
If,
absolutely.
if you don't believe that, you're an idiot. Okay.
Yeah. That's 100%. Yeah.
Secondly, just in my personal experience,
Yeah.
okay, self promotion doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time. Yeah.
If I go into your channel, hey, guess what, guys? I know you're here
I'm about to go
watching
live.
Athena, but I'm gonna go live in 5 minutes.
Right.
Every single person that's in there watching Athena stream
Gonna
just
go.
went,
Ugh.
I'm gonna write this knucklehead off because
Right.
first off, he's got no class. Secondly, he's got no manners, and he doesn't. So why would I bother watching? Plus, I'm watching Athena. Okay,
Right.
self promoting in somebody else's channel doesn't work. It does not work for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since it doesn't work, it's not a threat to your channel.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
So since it's not a threat to your channel,
Then who cares?
rather than block and ban, yes, it is rude. It is rude, Le'Veon. I'm not going to say it's not rude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you can't correct the behavior. What I'm saying is, if somebody comes in self promotes and they say just automatically ban them, block them, and keep on moving, why? They showed up in your channel. They're a potential viewer.
That's true.
What if you let them hang out for a while? You can pull them off to the side later, or send them a DM and say, "Hey, man, let me just
That's
give
not
you
great.
my
Yeah.
nickel's worth of free advice." That's not the best way to go about it. But if you'd like, I'll give you some tips on how to network.
That's a good one.
You get a loyal viewer. And then not only do you get a loyal viewer, but once they do start growing, they'll be like, you know what? This guy had the potential, or gal had the chance to be a total asshole to me, and they weren't.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
So why don't I go let my people that are finally following me meet this guy? Because he's pretty cool. You know, it's blocking and banning somebody because they self promote in your channel is anti networking. It doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense.
That's everything you've said makes complete sense. And that's a really good point. Like the amount of people you see like, "Oh, don't ever do that." Yeah, you're right. You'll be banned immediately is that's all you ever
Yeah.
hear. You never hear the opposite side of it. So that's very interesting.
Yeah. I very rarely I will ban somebody if they blatantly break the rules. Those rules being, you're not going to be homophobic in my channel, you're not racist in my channel,
Yeah.
sexist in my channel, you're not going to bully anybody in my channel. Other than that, you know, I'm not going to ban you. I actually enjoy the trolls depending on what mood I'm in.
I was just going to
And
say
I'll
the
tell
same
my
thing.
mods.
Yeah.
I'll tell my mods. I have some of those days where I'm like,
Just let
if
them
one
go.
of them shows up, let me play with them before we
Yeah.
wipe them out. Let me play with them for a little while,
I
because I love trolling a troll. It's
yeah.
it's 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 fun.
I was
It's
just
fun.
talking to somebody about this the other day about they're like, well, because a couple of the communities that I am run or am a part of, like, oh, we have such a problem with trolls today. I'm like, you know what? I've been streaming almost 6 years. I could probably count on one hand the amount of people I've banned in 6 years. It's like,
Yeah. Now,
it,
and I am very fortunate. I've actually had streams where, due to scheduling issues or whatever,
yeah,
I've done an entire stream with no moderators at all,
yeah,
and it's been absolutely fine. I don't get a lot of them don't understand. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Athena. Because look, the bottom line is, she's talking about self promotion.
yeah.
Anytime I show up to a channel, unless I take certain
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific steps beforehand, I self
It's
promote anyway. Because as soon as you see the purple check mark, it's self
like,
promotion.
oh,
I
hey,
mean,
Cora. Yeah, exactly.
so unless I go into the channel and specifically turn off all the little icons and
Right.
stuff so I can see it, you know, but, and that's the thing, because I'm one of those people tease me all the time because I'm the anti promotion guy. I'm the anti promotion guy. I get upset. I actually get upset when people shout me out when I go to their channels. I am not in your channel. I did not come to your channel
Right.
because I want you to shout me out. I
I do the
came to
same
your
thing. I yelled at
channel
him because I was trying to
because
lurk.
I enjoy you.
Yeah.
I enjoy your content. I want to watch your content.
Yeah. But have it.
I don't want to. Yes, Vixen, I do need a lurker account, because some streamers, I'm not going to mention any names, Spirit, will actually bring up their viewer list to look and see who's in there.
Just but make it
Okay.
super obvious, like Cora lurking. That's the name of the new account.
So I mean, I don't look at my viewers.
Yeah.
I don't
No, neither do
I
I.
don't I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care who's in my channel. I probably should sometimes, but I don't. I don't care who's in there.
S- So
And I
I
get it, and I appreciate it, guys. I'm not saying that I appreciate, but it's not necessary. That's not why I'm there. I'm there because I enjoy the content and I enjoy the individual who's streaming, and I
yeah.
just want to. I want to. Everybody always wants the purple check mark. Oh, the purple check mark is so awesome. Blah blah blah. Let me tell you something, guys. You know what the purple check mark means?
You get to go to the special room at TwitchCon.
The special, yeah. It's a couch.
Right.
It's a couch and a juice bar, and there was a pinball machine last year. Okay,
A
there
pinball
was a
machine though. That
yeah, a
sounds pretty
pinball
awesome.
machine. Okay, and you get a few more emotes to put in chat.
Yeah.
I got a news flash for you guys. They don't want anybody to know this. They don't want anybody to know this, but let me tell you something.
Ready.
I have 24 emotes available in my channel. 19 of them never get used. So it doesn't matter. You got your 5 emotes as an affiliate. Trust me, those are the only 5 you really need.
That's true. That's true.
Nobody uses it. Dan's Gaming has 60 emotes available for his channel. Nobody uses 60 emotes. Okay? They don't.
It's the same thing as like Dr.
All the
Disrespect.
time and effort and thinking, and you're overthinking, and you're, oh my God, that color's not right. I need to change this on this emote. Or they're never going to use it. They're never going to use it.
I love it. I love it.
There it is. Le'Veon put it up. There it is. You see that one? The one Le'Veon's using?
Yeah.
It took 4 seconds to Photoshop that off of a clip when I was playing The Last of Us. And that's the most used emote in my channel. And it took 4 seconds to create.
That's awesome.
4 seconds.
So let me ask you one more question, because we have actually been going for a lot longer than I thought we would. Holy crap.
We really did. Wow.
So are you going to TwitchCon this year?
Yes, I am.
Nice. I'm not, but I'm super happy that you are. Last year, you told me you had a checklist of people you had to meet. I'm pretty sure that one was our friend Witchy Twitchy, and another one was Shroud, and I don't remember who else. Do you have a list this year?
I'm trying to remember who the other one was.
There was a third one. I can't remember who it was.
I know I wanted to meet Shroud, and I wanted to meet Witchy. There were several individuals that said they wanted to meet me.
Like me.
Which still, I can't wrap my head around that. I'm just a guy who plays video games. I'm not special. So
on crazy hard death only mode or whatever in Skyrim that I can't do. So
and the bonus person I met that I wasn't planning on meeting. And oh my God, you want to talk embarrassing TwitchCon story? And sweetest person in the world. I swear to God, sweetest. And don't get me wrong, Gamer Kitty is a sweetheart.
She is.
She really is. But let me tell you something. In the grand scheme of things, she's 7 out of 10 sweet.
Wow. Who's the sweetest?
I met 10 out of 10 sweet. I'm talking Cotton Candy wishes it was as sweet as Elspeth Eastman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's who you told me you met. I couldn't remember her name. Yes.
I didn't meet her. I ran her over. I was cutting a corner in the where they had all the booths and everything, and all the vendors and stuff were set up. I was cutting a corner to try to and she was backing up out of a chair to stand up. And I plowed into her and the chair because, of course, she backed the chair up and it got into my path. And I plowed her over. I didn't know who she was, when I knocked her down. And, I stopped because that's what you do. And I, offered to help her up. And then I saw who it was. And I was like, oh shit.
Hey.
It's Elspeth.
Yeah.
And she got all excited. And she's like, oh, my God, this is so... Oh, we got to take a selfie. This is... I just ran you over. You want to take a selfie with me?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So anyway, we took selfies and stuff. It was really cool. No, I don't have a list this year. I'm gonna. Last year was extremely overwhelming.
Yeah,
I think because it was my first TwitchCon.
Yeah,
It was just, oh my God. It was sensory overload from the minute I got there until I left. So I'm just going to chill and relax. And there are some people I do want to run into. A dear friend of mine who is a streamer, Girl of the Realms.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Maria. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And her husband is in the military. He's active duty. They just got orders, and in January,
is he shipping?
And he's going to Spain, so they're not going to be able to go to. This is it for like the next 4 years.
Actually, I saw her post something on Twitter about that she might have been moving or something like that. Yeah.
So they're moving to Spain in January.
Right.
So I definitely got to see her because it'd be the last chance I get to see her.
Right.
And it's so funny. Oh my God. She's like 5 foot in a whisper. Okay. She wanted to take a picture last year at TwitchCon
What
when
do
I
you
was there.
sit down
I
on the
had to
ground and
actually,
take a
I had to
picture?
get down on one knee
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and sit on, and she had to sit on my leg. It was the only way we could get both of our faces in the picture because there's
Right.
not a lens long enough to do that. So, and oh my God, it was so funny because I heard her scream. Obviously, it was easier for her to spot me
Sure.
than it was for me to spot her.
Right. Of
And
course.
apparently, she saw me from a doorway or something. And all of a sudden, I hear this, Cora. And I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
and I turned, and here comes this little 5 foot tall dynamo at a full sprint. And she got about, I don't know, 10 feet from me or whatever when she left the ground. And I was like, this could end very badly for both of us. I said, and all I'm thinking is, oh my God, don't drop her, don't drop her, don't drop her, don't drop her, don't drop her. And fortunately, I didn't, and everything was fine. And but she was, oh, it was so funny. But now this year, I'm just going to kind of chill and relax, and I'm not going to try to overextend myself like I did last year, because I was like, I'm going to go to this meetup, and I'm going to go to this panel and this, I wore myself out trying to do that. I'm not going to do it this year.
Yeah, we
Another dear friend of mine and a great friend of the channel made the finalists for the cosplay competition. So Skitsy
cool.
Poo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she made she's a finalist for the cosplay competition. So I am going to make sure that my Saturday afternoon is spent in the cosplay competition, rooting her on because she is amazing.
Nice.
And she showed up to my channel. And
I
the
think
very first
Nagasaki also made
cosplay
it too.
I saw, yeah, Nagasaki's going to be there
Yeah,
too.
she's awesome.
And she's a Texas girl, so I gotta root. And they're in different categories. So
Yeah.
Nagasaki is in for armor.
Armor, yeah, her armor is sick. I was watching her make it the other day.
Skitsy Poo is in it for the tailoring and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because she's doing oh my God, what am I gonna? I'm gonna butcher this name. Amaterasu.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I know that from, but I know that name. Yeah.
It's from Okami or something like that.
Okay.
It's from anime, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But she's done that outfit, and it's amazing from what I've seen. It's
nice.
Amazing. So I'm gonna root for each of them until we get to the final, and then after that, I don't do, because
I think their separate categories are like there's a winner in each category, right? Like there's
a winner in each category for armor, tailoring, larger than life, and something else, and then
there's an overall winner or something.
An overall winner.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So now each of the winners gets a prize for winning their category, and then after that, then they put all of them together to see who the super
winner is.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine.
Last year, Felicia Day was doing she was the MC for it, so that was
nice.
bonus.
Yeah, I was watching. So I have a good friend, Guilty Cosplay, does a lot of cosplay stuff too. So I got to meet her last year, which was super fun. But I was watching Nagasaki's channel like last week, thinking like, who else could possibly make this armor? Like, what are the other contestants in this category? Like, it's unbelievable.
It's insane what they can do.
I think she's doing the Lich King armor is what she's doing, or something like that. It's so unbelievable.
Yeah. It's amazing, and she's extremely talented. That type stuff just blows me away.
It's way beyond anything I can do.
I put on a little afro and a glue-on beard, and I did Bob Ross, but that's it for my that's my cosplay right there.
Frump just did a Bob Ross this past weekend for charity.
I missed her stream too.
It's very funny.
Yeah, because she called it what was it, Boob Ross?
Boob Ross. Yeah, and she was wearing like a shirt with like penciled in boobs. It was really it's Frump.
She's Frump's crazy. But in the best possible way. She's crazy.
Yeah.
I love her to death.
We've been going like almost 2.5 hours.
We have.
I think I thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't
thank you for having me.
Say that enough.
Sorry
about the early tech problems, but I think it turned out okay.
Hey, if you haven't had a tech problem like that, are you a real streamer?
No, because I have them every second of every day.
There you go. If you
So
if you haven't streamed with your microphone muted for 10 minutes,
yeah.
camera's not working, yeah, you're not a real streamer if you haven't done that. So.
If no one actually, my bot is working again, so I can actually shout out. But everyone in this channel should know who Carastus is. If you don't, you can go
See,
here.
we just had this discussion, Mosh.
Yeah, shouting
Damn
out.
it.
I know. Hey, your face is on the channel. You have to do it this time. This is the only time. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening.
Oh, thank you for having me. You guys have been fantastic.
It's my favorite story ever to tell is the Shroud story, and I'm so glad I finally got the whole story. That's so cool.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
That's awesome. I hope TwitchCon kicks ass. That's in like next week. That's like next week.
I know. God, it's right around the corner. I was just
holy crap! I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
It's in like 2 weeks.
9 days. 9 days.
And I think I have Violet's on the show right before she goes too. It's gonna be awesome.
Violet?
Yeah, that nerd Violet. She's
I didn't she's not going, is she?
no, she's not. But I mean, she's on right before everyone leaves. She's getting married, so she's not going. This
Right.
time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because she got that other thing.
Yeah.
She's doing.
That other small life event, you know.
Yeah. Now see, if she was a true nerd, and I'm gonna mess with her about it, they should have done it at TwitchCon.
That's true.
You could have all the cosplayers as your bridal party.
I don't know why she didn't think of that. Jambo might have killed somebody if that was the case.
Oh God. Oh God.
Okay.
Someday I'm gonna see Jamie and Violet in the same room at the same time together.
Maybe PAX South. Maybe PAX
If
South.
I survive it, my life would be complete at that point.
PAX South. Maybe I'll come down there to see in your neck of the woods. Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are going to South and are trying to get me to go too, so that might be a thing.
Get you some brisket.
Okay, now I'm coming. All right. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys have been amazing. And I apologize for not keeping up on chat. It's hard because I'm trying to look at the camera for the interview, and then I'm trying to look over.
I don't pay any attention to them, just like Shroud. That's what I learned. I'm going to go on break. I'm going to come back in a little bit. We'll play some games, whatever. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later, Cora.
Thank you, Mosh. I appreciate you. Have a great night, everybody.